I knew I was still here on earth. So, and as I got close, it was like the best way, what I coined is called feel see. It's like it sucked me in, but it absorbed me with a force, but it just sucked me in. You know, it's kind of indescribable in a way. But as I fell right back instantly into this darkness, the same darkness that I would just felt from. But when I entered this portal, but it threw me, and I felt the thump, and I felt so hurt and heavy when I hit the ground. And I was still in this darkness. And the first thing I'll never forget, it was I heard it was and it was right before me, right in front of me. Let's say 100 feet, maybe 200 feet. There was a pit, and it illuminated everything. It was like instantly, once I looked at that flame that illuminated from that pit, everything, I could see everything. I could see where I was. And there were rows and rows of pits aligned, and these pits were filled with people, hundreds of people in pits. And some of these people, were fully, naked, no clothing, but some of them had full bodies. Some of them were just pure bones. Some of them looked like had flesh still hanging, a zombie type look, but they were in lava and trying to scream, getting out like crabs in a barrel over each other, trying to get out. But the thing that got me, that already was beyond, but would really, like I told you, your fear keeps going. Just when you think you're scared enough, you see things, and it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. When first thing I looked up, I saw these giant reptile, muscular, huge, and some of them had the eyes were like blood red with the slit of a snake, like a reptile, like a snake will have a reptile eyes. And some of them had the bright yellow eyes with the slits, and they were all different sizes. Some of the demons were even small, like I said, as this pin. And to me, those were the worst brutal ones. I'll explain that in a moment. They were this small all around the pit. While people were trying to get out the pits, the giant was grabbing them. They had like these old rusty spear things. So when people were trying to crawl out, they were laughing, grabbing them, throwing them back in, stabbing them in, and they were enjoying it with so much joy. And I want to explain to the people the hate that came from these demons, from these creatures. It is so ancient. That's the first thing to do. It's ancient, and they hate you so bad, you all. They hate us so bad. The hate, like I say, if the hate can be weaponized, we're in trouble. He said, remember I said, God buffer us from so much. Their hate alone would penetrate and destroy your physical body. We do not understand. Their hate alone, they hate us with so much zeal, so much beyond the scope of which you can. They feed off destroying you. Because I instantly knew, and I instantly felt that the people's pain, the people that were trying to get out the pits, and these demons were torturing them, throwing them back in and laughing. Even when they laughed, it hurt my whole body. I want to make sure everybody know this as well. When you're in the spirit realm, there is no such thing as a nervous system where your pain is sectioned off. You feel everything one time. So they say if you get smacked in the face, you will feel it instantly from your head to your feet, all at the same time. That's the best way I can describe it. It's not sectioned off. You feel the pain all at the same time, simultaneously, all over your body. It is not sectioned off. So that's what makes it more excruciating. That's what makes it more painful.
Wow.
Wow. Yes. And the demons were feeding off of the people's pain. It was like they were eating, and that's what I know now. The Lord put in my heart, and I know that's why they cause so much chaos in our families, in our lives, depression, anxiety, because they're eating from it. That is food for them. Wow. When you have faith, no doubt, being double-minded, demons are literally eating off of that. They feed off our depression. So they make everything happen around every situation that could go wrong, especially if you don't have God, if you don't have faith, you become depressed, anxiety, anger. They love anger. Anger is their favorite because of the burst of the energy. It's more impactful. It's like a quick, good snack for them. I'm just telling you, they feed off all of these levels of association where they make these things up so we can feel this way, so we can feed them. Wow. That's instant. Yes. I'm just telling everyone, I'm trying to warn everyone. That's exactly why they keep you in a state of flux, up and down, up and down emotionally, because that's food.
So they get their energy off of us getting angry or, just whatever. I mean, hate, all of these things just feed them to grow more energetic and able. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Yes. Now, as I'm looking, the first thing I've noticed, and that's what came, I told you, the form of regret. It felt like I was wearing a big wetsuit that weighed like 1,000 pounds. I could not move. And the first thing that came to my mind comes from God. Free movement, like I'm moving now. That's the first thing that came to my mind. It comes from God. And that was stripped away. So even my movement, it was so hard. Like I said, it felt like I weighed 900 to 1,000 pounds just to move. And I was so used to being in my physical body, the same principles do not work out. but I was snatched so fast to this dimension. I didn't know. I'm still used to being in my physical body. So I'm not moving as fast. You can't move as fast. And then I thought I was breathing. So then I really started kind of hyperventilating because I started panicking. Not only what I was looking at, then I realized I can't breathe. So I'm trying to go, and I can't. It's like, there's no oxygen down there. But I'm panicking, going quick, trying to breathe, and I can't breathe. It was just the impact, the overload of everything at one time is can't even. I'm trying my best to describe it because the experience is so overloading, sensual overload. At the same time, it is. You can't even. It's beyond. It's beyond. You know. So bear with me, you all. It's.
I don't know how you're getting through it, brother. Because I mean, this is to say it's overwhelming or heavy is an understatement. I mean, wow.
It's the Lord. It's the Lord. All praise due to the Lord. You know, there's no way, you know, because it is hard for me to talk about these things, to relive it. But I know this is not me. It's not about me. I signed up for the kingdom, so it's not about me. No more. There's nothing to do with me. So I'm doing this because he's telling me, the boss, our King of Kings, my best friend, your best friend, told me I have an assignment, and that's all that matters. So, but it does take a lot of energy, and I know he's with me and talking through me right now, even to be able to do it. You know, because I didn't want to do it in the first place a long time ago. My wife, got me to get the testimony out here because without her, I wasn't going to even bring the testimony out. But the Lord said it's time, I guess. So,
well, I credit you. So, when you were looking at the people that were there.
Whoa,
I mean, were they, I mean, of all different, any sense of
all
who they
different
were?
nationalities, all different nationalities, cultures, ages, yes, and it's the fear, but the thing is overwhelming all through, you know, my tour of hell, may I say, the overflow, the regret, the sense of, you know, I should have, would have, could have, it is beyond anything. Because, you know, instantly what started to happen, the longer I spent down there, what happens is you start seeing all the invitations from the Lord. You start to see him, how many things he showed up, how many warning signs he gave you. You start to see the people he used, and you're like,
oh, wow.
It plays out. He shows you everyone in an overload, the woulda, shoulda, coulda. Oh, so plain to see that was you. Oh no. Like, it's in that, on top of everything around you, on top of the pain, the heat. I didn't even get to the heat, how the heat feels. It's a different fabric of heat. It's a whole different caliber of burn. It's not, that's an understatement. That's spiritual. It's like the darkness was spiritual, the heat. It's a different, it's like it feels like it always just got started. Oh. You ever burn yourself and at the thousandth of a second, the prime of the first, put it that way on loop. The first, like it always is the first time, always on loop.
Wow.
That's the best way to describe, like you feel like you're getting burned just for the first time all the time. Feel like it's just starting. That's the best way I can kind of, you know, summarize, you know what I mean?
Well, because if somebody gets a burn, it'll be very painful initially, but if it burns through, you know, a second, third degree can be painless. The person can not feel the pain because the nerves have been killed. What you're saying is kind of like the nerves that God built into the body so that it can numb the pain, but you're saying it's just increasing.
Fresh. It's fresh.
Wow.
It's fresh. There's no relief. There is no such thing as relief. See, even on a micro or macro scale of relief, there's no such thing. Even on a micro scale that God loves us so much that we overlook on a daily basis, that comes from him. It is none. There is no detail of him at all. Like, So everything is fresh. So there's no getting used to anything. You know how some people may have in their imaginations, well, I can get used to the heat. I can get used to the fire. I can get used to right? No. You can't get used to the first time, every time. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.